Hello everyone, this is Yashaswini, and in this video we're going to discuss a few combinatorics problems involving circles and triangles. So let's get started. This is the first question. There is a n-sided regular polygon inside a circle where n is greater than 4 and we need to find the number of acute angles, equilateral, obtuse angle and isosceles and right angle triangles that can be formed by joining these n points. I urge you to pause the video, give it a try and then proceed to watch the solution. You may also use the hint that is given here which says that you should take two cases where n is even and n is odd and then think about the problem. Okay, so let's start with the solution. The first question which arises is, why should we take two cases? Why not generalize this for any n? So let us see what is the difference between an odd-sided and even-sided polygon circumscribed in a circle. So let us join the vertex with the center for an odd-sided polygon and the vertex with center for an even-sided polygon. Note that here we have used n equal to 5 for representing odd polygon and n equal to 6 for representing even-sided polygon. But you can use any n greater than 4 and you will see the same pattern. Okay. So, for odd-sided polygon, these two lines that I have drawn are called the circumdiameter. Okay. So since these two lines is the circumdiameter, we can see that for the odd-sided polygon, the circumdiameter consists of one vertex, the center, but it does not have another vertex. The circumdiameter intersects the polygon at this point, which is not a vertex. But in the case of an even-sided polygon, it has a vertex, the center, and another vertex. So basically it has two vertices, and here it contains only one vertex. So what difference does this make for solving our problem? So we can see that the circumdiameter divides the regular polygon into two equal parts. And the number of parts, excluding the points already on the circumdiameter, which are these point circles, we can see that the number of points on either side of the circumdiameter n minus 2 by 2 on either side of the circumdiameter. And this case is n minus 1 by 2 on either side of the circumdiameter. So let us use this fact to solve our problem. We are considering the first case, the n equal to odd. So the total number of triangles that can be formed is nc3. We have to just choose any 3 points on the polygon and those 3 points will form a triangle. This is the simple case. Now let us see the number of obtuse angle triangles we can form. As we know that the interior angle of an n-sided regular polygon can be found out by this formula, which is n minus 2 pi by n, which is also equal to 1 minus 2 by n pi. Now we are given that n is greater than 4, which means that 2 by n is less than half, and which implies that 1 minus 2 by n is greater than 1 minus half, which is half, right? So this is greater than pi by 2, right? So we have shown that the interior angle of an n-sided regular polygon is obtuse, which is greater than 90 degrees, right? Now we have to find the number of obtuse angle triangles by this observation. So let us fix one point. The point on the diameter, we have fixed this point. And that means that we are always choosing this point and we have to choose other 2 points so that we get an obtuse angle triangle. So it is clear from the figure that we have to choose 2 points on the same side of the circumdiameter. Let's say we have chosen this point and this point on the same side of the circumdiameter and we join these 3 points including the 6th point. Then we get this triangle. Now this triangle has this angle. This angle is obtuse as we have proven. So this shows that the two points besides the fixed point have to be chosen on the same side of the circumdiameter. Now the number of points we have shown before is n minus 1 by 2 on either side. This is also n minus 1 by 2, right? So we have to choose n minus 2 points from these n minus 1 by 2 points. So n minus 1 by 2, C2. Okay, this is for one side of the circumdiameter. Similarly, we can do for the second side, right? It will come the same. Now we have fixed one point. Now this fixed point has n possible choices. right? For the nine-sided polygon, so it should be into n. This is the preliminary formula for the obtuse angle triangle. Now let us see whether we have taken some extra cases. So we have counted some cases more than one. So let's say that this fixed point, So let's say that this fixed point has now shifted here. This is the fixed point in another case. So the corresponding diameter, circum diameter will be this, right? Now we for this case we are again choosing these 3 points, and we are choosing this triangle. So this triangle is being double counted twice if we use this formula. So to avoid this double counting, we divide by 2. So the final formula for the number of obtuse angle triangles equal to n minus 1 by 2 C2 into n. Now let us proceed to the next part of the problem, which is finding the number of isosceles and equilateral triangles. In this, we take two subcases, which is n equal to 3k and n is not equal to 3k. So if we choose some random point on an n-sided polygon and we need to find the number of equilateral triangles, we know that for an equilateral triangle we need 3 equally spaced points, right? Now if n is not equal to 3k, we cannot find 3 equally spaced points because corresponding to because like n by 3 is not an integer, right? It's not an integer, so it won't be possible for us. This is a regular sided polygon. All the sides are same, so we cannot find 3 equally spaced points for the case the n is not equal to 3k. So for this case, the number of equilateral triangles will be 0, right? But when n equal to 3k, corresponding to 1 point, we can find 3 equally spaced points, right? Corresponding to every point, we can find an equilateral triangle. But these equilateral triangles will be counted thrice. So for 1 point, we can find an equilateral triangle, and these equilateral triangles will be counted thrice. So there are n points, so n by 3. This is equal to the number of equilateral triangles. Now to find the number of isosceles triangles. So for isosceles triangles, suppose this is the fixed point. We are choosing one fixed point, and we have to choose two equally spaced points from the fixed point or the hinged point, right? So if we have to choose 2 equally spaced points, we can notice that suppose we choose this point. Now which other point can we choose which is equally spaced from the fixed point? It turns out that this is the only option we have. So we see that these 2 points are the opposite side of the circumdiameter. Similarly, if we choose this point, we need to choose this point, right, for symmetry. Okay, so for every fixed point, we have n minus 1 by 2 choices, because if we choose any n minus 1 by 2 points here, we need to choose the other point opposite to it along the circumdiameter, right? So n minus 1 by 2. But when n equal to 3k, corresponding to a point, we have corresponding to this fixed point, if we choose another point, for this case n is not equal to 3k, but let us assume that there is a case where say n equal to 15, and corresponding to this point there is a equilateral triangle. So if we choose say there's a point here, and corresponding to this point there's a point here, and these 3 points form an equilateral triangle. These 3 points will form an equilateral triangle. So we don't want to count this. We want only isosceles. So we need to minus this case. There will be only one case. Note that there will be only one case, because all the points have to be equally spaced, and there's only one case corresponding to one fixed point, right? Okay. Now how many cases do we have for the fixed point? The fixed point has n possible positions. So the total number of cases, the total number of isosceles triangles for n equal to 3k will be this. Now, when n is not equal to 3k, the number of equilateral triangles is 0. So the -1 that we did in this case won't be applicable here. It will simply be n minus 1 by 2 into n. That's it. Okay. Now, let us move to the next case, which is finding the number of right angle triangles. Now, circle has a property. This is a very fundamental property of the circle, in which if we take two diametrically opposite points or 2 points on the circum diameter and we take a random point on the circumference of a triangle, this angle will be 90 degrees, right? But for odd-sided regular polygon, as we have shown before, that if we take this vertex, we cannot find another diametrically opposite vertex, right? So the number of right angle triangles will be 0 for this case. Okay? Now, moving to the last case, which is finding the number of acute angle triangles. Now, we have found the number of total triangles, which is NC3. We have found the number of obtuse angle triangles. We have found the number of right angle triangles, which is 0 in this case. So, total triangles is equal to obtuse plus right plus acute. So, since we have the data for this and this, we can find the number of acute angle triangles. Okay. So now that I have done a detailed analysis for the first case when n equal to odd, I'd urge you to try the case when n equal to even and put your answers in the comment box. The only difference here is you have to calculate the number of right angle triangles. It won't be 0, and also the number of points on either side of the circum diameter is n minus 2 by 2. Okay. So this is the final flow chart of the problem. So what we did first is we identified that the two types of polygons, which is odd-sided and even-sided, they have a few basic differences which we need to consider, and we need to consider them separately, right? So we did that. This is the first, and then we shifted to the second step, which is we considered odds. Now we notice that if it is an obtuse angle triangle, then the points have to be on the same side of the circum diameter for obtuse case, and then we notice that for equilateral triangle, the 3 points have to be equispaced, where n equal to 3k, and for isosceles triangle, the points on either side, there should be equispaced points on either side of the circum diameter. And similarly for right angle triangle, we notice that the 2 points have to be on the circum diameter, and this is not possible for an odd-sided polygon, so it is 0 in this case. And the number of acute angle triangles can be found by subtracting the number of obtuse angle and right angles from the total number of triangles. Okay. So now I'd also urge you to, when you solve the even case, you can also form the similar flow chart for even case. This will help you during division. Okay. Now, moving to the second problem. There are n points on a circle that n is greater than or equal to 6, and each 2 points are connected by a segment. Suppose that any 3 segments form a triangle inside the circle. Find the number of triangles formed. So I'd also again urge you to pause the video, give it a try, and then proceed to see the solution. The hint for this is, think about the various cases a triangle can be formed inside a circle using exterior and interior points. Now, exterior points are the points on the circle, and how can interior points be formed? It says that each 2 points are connected by a segment and 3 points are not intersecting. Like there won't be 3 segments that are intersecting. That is what is meant by the second line, right? So any 3 segments like this can form a triangle. So the interior points will be formed when 2 segments intersect, right? So think about the various cases of using exterior and interior points. Okay, so let us proceed towards the solution of this problem. So as I explained that these are the external points, and when 2 segments intersect, they form an interior point. So what are the cases possible? First case, 3 external points That means all the points will lie on the circle. Second case, 2 external, 1 internal. Third case, 2 internal, 1 external. And the final case is all 3 internal points. Okay? Alright, so let's proceed towards the solution. First case. When all 3 points are external, right? So there are n points on this circle. This is the easy case. So there are n points. We choose any 3 points. We can form a triangle, right? Now the second case. Second case is 2 external and 1 internal. Now let us see how we can form 2 external, 1 internal. The important thing is that we want to find the minimum number of points so that we can do this. Like these 2 are the external points. Why do we want to find the minimum number of points? Because suppose we find 3 points. Minimum number of points to find an external and internal point is say 3 points. Now these 3 points can be also applied to the 4-sided, 5-sided and so on. So we want to find the minimum number of points so that we can find 2 external and 1 internal points to form a triangle. Okay. So we have taken 2 external and now we have to form an internal point. Right. So we see that we need to join 2 segments. So corresponding to this point, there is this point. Corresponding to this point, there is another point, say here, and this is the internal point, right? So we have got 1, 2 external and 1 internal, and if we join them, we find this triangle. Now notice that for an internal point and 2 external points, we require 4 points. So let us consider this quadrilateral. It is not necessary that the n-sided polygon has to be 4-sided. It can be arbitrary number of sides, more than 4, and we can form similar type of structures. Okay? Okay. So let us consider this only for the time being, that these 4 points are present, where we have to consider 2 external and 1 internal. So this is the internal point and these 2 external points, this is the one triangle. Then if we take these 2 external points, this is another triangle, another triangle, another triangle. So we saw that if we take 2 external and 1 internal points, the minimum number of points needed is 4. Okay, and corresponding to these 4 points and these external and internal points, we are able to form 4 triangles. So suppose there are n-sided n points. We choose any 4 points. If we choose any 4 points, we get a structure like this, right? Wherein we can join 2 diagonal points to form an internal point. And corresponding to these 4 points, 4 triangles are formed interior to the circle. So this is the answer for case 2. Now I'm again stressing that we are choosing the minimum number of points required for 2 external and 1 internal points, so that we can get more number of cases and less number of cases are repeated. Okay. So now you can say that we have chosen these 4 external points, but why, and these 4 triangles, but why are we not considering, say, this triangle? Right, this triangle is also inside this quadrilateral, this structure that we have formed. But notice that this has already been counted in case 1. Right? So if we count this again, it will be double counting. So we are avoiding the double counting and we are only considering unique case. Okay? Okay. Now proceeding to case 3, where we have to take 2 internal and 1 external point. Okay. So we need 2 internal and 1 external. Let's see how this is possible. So 1 external is fine. For 1 internal point we need 4 points minimum. So we see that this happens. Now we need one more point, but we cannot take these 2 points. Three segments are not intersecting on the same point, right? Same internal point. So what can we do? We can take this and extend it here. So now we get our two internal points, right? So we just needed another extra vertex. So in this we needed five points, right? Similarly, let's join the others. Let's join the 5 points, right? So here we find that this triangle, this triangle, this triangle, this triangle, this triangle. We find that if we take 5 points, we are getting 5 triangles, right? So from n points, if we choose 5 points, we get 5 corresponding triangles. Okay. Now here, so we are taking these 5 points. You can ask me that why are we not joining these points also? We can join these points. Why are we not doing that? And if we join these points, it is visible that we are getting another triangle here. This triangle. Why are we not considering this yellow triangle? So if you notice carefully, this has two external points firstly and one internal point, and is already being considered in case 2. Right? This has already been considered in case 2. So we're not considering it again. We want 2 internal and 1 external. Right? Okay. So now let's go to the next and the last case, wherein we want three internal points. So how can we do that? We saw that for 2 internal points, we needed 5 points. So something like this and like this. We needed 5 points. So we need one more point, one more internal point now. So how can we do that? Let's see. One more point. Okay. We've gotten. Sorry. Okay. So we've gotten these 2 points and we need one more internal point. Yes. What is the minimum points required for another internal point? Okay. So we can see that if we choose this and this here, then this is, so we get 3 internal points. How many points is needed for this? 6 points. So if we take 6 points, we find 3 internal points. And we can see that corresponding to 6 points, there is only one triangle possible. You can connect a lot of things like you can connect this, you can connect this, but again these are external points and we want only 3 internal points. So with 3 internal points and 6 points on the outer surface, we can get only one triangle. So the number of triangles possible is NC6 into 1. So the final answer is first case NC3 plus. Second case we took 4 points and corresponding 4 triangles. Third case NC5 corresponding 5 triangles. And last case NC6 into 1. Okay. So this is the overall flow chart of our problem. So we first investigated how many triangles can be formed inside the circle. How can triangles be formed inside the circle? So a triangle has 3 vertices. Now these 3 vertices, each vertex has an option of either being internal or external. So we investigated the cases possible for this. So we found out that there are 4 cases possible as listed before. Now we analyze the minimum points required for each case. Now you can ask me a question that why are we not considering the cases for 7 points, 8 points? First answer is we had only 4 cases and we have already exhausted it. Second answer is that if we consider even for 7 points, then we get repeated cases. Like we saw for 5 points, we got this repeated case. And for 6 points also we can get a repeated case like these. These are repeated cases. Right? So for 7 points also we will get cases where 6, 5, 4, 3, all these types of cases will come. Okay? Right. So we analyzed the minimum number of points required for each case. We identified the uniqueness of that particular case to avoid double counting or multiple counting of the cases that we've already considered. Okay, so I hope you all enjoyed, and okay, thank you.